What's going on YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Link, XRP, and Digibyte. We're going to try to get through all 6 of these in around 10 minutes. Just really going to break it out and bust it out for you all today. I know people like the quick, detailed, to the point video, so that's what we're going to go for today. If you do like that, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, let me know down low, and we'll dig into this. So what we're going to continue to look at here is our rising wedge that's taking place for Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. So one thing I wanted to point out yesterday, someone I think misconstrued what I was talking about. Typically, rising wedges, they are bearish patterns. If you look at the encyclopedia of chart patterns, more often than not, you'll actually end up having a downside break out of these. But what I was talking about is cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency bull runs. Many times you will get these rising wedges like this, and you'll start basically cruising up, back and forth, just fighting back and forth, and then you'll get this whole nother extension right out through the top. I'm not saying it has to happen, but many times it happens in the cryptocurrency space because many people go, oh, it's going to break to the downside, it's a rising wedge, this or that, and then all of a sudden we get a massive move to the upside, and it happens a lot in this space. And I was just talking about being aware of that. Okay, so as we're in this rising wedge right now, you can see how we've been testing the bottom of my trend line. So this is definitely a pattern that we're going to be paying attention to. We have 2 touches on the top, 3 touches on the bottom, so that would qualify right there. And now what we're going to see is if we can have the strength to get back up and test the top of this rising wedge here, and that would be right around 12,345 is going to be the next area of overhead resistance I'm going to be looking at. Right now we're sitting at 11,881. So we need to get over top of that. Then it'd be trying to bust through the top of this rising wedge. But if you step out here, you can really see how chart patterns and trend line breaks are extremely significant in this space. You know, after this super long downtrend here, we had a trend line break right there, and that really set off a nice run last time. Out of here, we had our symmetrical triangle. We consolidated for, 2.5 months, and we had a nice break to the upside. And now we're bouncing back and forth in what I would consider some type of rising wedge type pattern. Okay, so Bitcoin need to hold up above this 15, need to hold this 30. If we do start dropping lower, this green line is going to be an area of support I'm going to look at is 11,352, and then it'd be down here around this 30 moving average, and that's going to be at $11,223 would be the areas. Then obviously back down to this 10,500, and that's a big area for us there. If we did have a massive dump to the downside at some point, flash crash or whatever, I want to continue to see that hold. That $10,500 is going to be extremely important for us. Next, we're going to get into Ethereum. ETH right now has been doing pretty well. We're sitting at $418. And what you can see here with Ethereum, guys, we were talking about wicks. And typically when you do get those longer wicks, that's when you're going to get some type of cooling off period. And what you want to look for are the wicks after a strong directional move. Okay, not when you're moving sideways. And that's one thing I wanted to clarify. I was making mention of that in a video before. But you really want after strong moves, that's when you want to really look for these wicks. And if they're longer than 5%, a lot of the times you'll see some type of retracement or some type of reversal that's going to take place. If we pull out our stock RSI here, what you can also see is we are due for a little bit of a sell-off, a little bit of a retracement here. Right up in this area on the 1-day time frame, our stock, we had that downside cross and it came on heavier volume. So you always want to look for that. And then that was kind of the cooling down period. But right now we're back at around 10 and 21. So we have cooled down on that. I like to see that. And I also want to check out the RSI with you. So for the relative strength index, we're at 63 right now. And that's the thing, guys. We can't hang out at 90 all the time on our RSI. There's going to have to be some profit taking. And you can see from the top of the wick to where we went to the bottom there, that was 12%. And a lot of short-term guys, that's a great move for them right there out of this trend line break. But we need to get back up above $417. That was an area of support. I've turned it red because now we have to get back up through it. We fell down through it, trying to find support off this 15 moving average. If that does not hold, I'm going to look down to that 30, and that's going to be at $370 is going to be the area that I'd look at. RSI still putting in lower highs right now. So let's pay attention to the candle formation off this. We want deep penetration into yesterday's candle. That's what's going to be important for us so we can have enough strength to get up through the top and go back up there and challenge $440 right around these little tweezer top areas there. So that's going to be Ethereum, guys. Next, we're going to move into Litecoin. This is a position I'm still playing right now, just patiently waiting, sitting in this position. So basically what we've been seeing out of this, guys, we had a tri formation of these tweezer bottoms down here. had a beautiful move through the upside, and this was the area I wanted to see us hold as support, and that's around $63.32. We're fighting with it right now because we did previously yesterday break down through it. We closed below it, so we're trying to get back up through that. So actually I want to turn that red for us here. So that's going to be the overhead resistance we need to get up through. If we do get up through that, I'm going to target around $67.33. Those are going to be the upside targets. To the downside, if we do start falling, it's going to be back around 59.68, then down around that 56.36. But ultimately, we're still in a nice uptrend. We're up above our 15, our 30, our 60. You can see our white trend line here. We are up above that. We've cooled down a little bit. Our RSI is at 61 right now. So this is just the area. This is where volume needs to come back in so we can come up and make a higher high. That's going to be important for Litecoin. And then if we look into trading view here for Litecoin, we're at a 2 sell, 9 neutral, and a 17 buy is what we're looking at there. And like I said, guys, my position was about from 54.60, right around that range, an average, and I'm just letting it ride at this point right now, trying to just let the trend continue to carry us to the upside here and being careful with a break-even stop, but just letting this roll right now. So that's going to be Litecoin. Next, we're going to move into Link. I believe Link's around like $16 right now. 16.12. Okay, for Link, what we need to pay attention to now, okay? We've had a heavier volume sell-off. We were talking about these tri-tops up in here, the tweezer tops. A lot of times I'll let you know a sell-off's coming, and it did come. Because basically our retracement all the way to the bottom, that was about 27%. That's why we like to trade, to try to catch those things. And a lot of times when you sell out, this is a strategy that I like to use. Say I sell out up in this area, then I'll put bids back around the next moving average I think we're going to get a bounce off of. So you could say off the 15 or off the 30 or off a previous resistance that you want to turn support like 1376 and put those in. And a lot of times you'll catch them because the wicks are so long and this space is so volatile. But we have had a lot of selling pressure down in this area. So we need to find this 15 as support. But we have had these longer wicks, so that may be enough to show that buyers are stepping in and trying to defend this 15 before we potentially get another pop to the upside there. So if we do start moving to the upside, we need to get back up over top of about 19.31 is going to be the area. If we start dropping, I'm going to look down around $13 to about $12.58. We could still calm down to. Last time we had a retracement, we went down into that 30 moving average right there. So I wouldn't be shocked if that continued to happen. Doesn't have to happen though. RSI is back at 65, so we have room to run to the upside if we want to find some support off this very long leg doji candle along with these long wicks, guys. That may be enough alone to potentially get us to move to the upside. But if you're in a long-term position here, this is where you just continue, let it ride, not financial advice. XRP, we'll get into next. XRP, and if you're here for that, let me know down low. We are at 29 cents right now. XRP still trying to put in higher lows. You can see these wicks been trying to defend that area. We fell through the 15 moving average, trying to get back up above it today. If we do get back up above it and close up above it, we look to target up to around 31 cents. 0.31712 is going to be the area. We have to pay attention. This is like a double top here with longer wicks. So just be aware of that if we step back, you can see right here. So it's an interesting pattern because we're still having higher lows. So the bulls are still stepping in here, but we haven't been able to get over about that 33 cent range to go up and target that 34 cents is going to be the next area. And you can see we have lower highs coming in there. We're at 58 on the RSI. So, you know, this is an area we'd like to see the bulls try to defend. If not, it's going to be back around that 27 cents is going to be the area I'm going to be looking at. For the technicals, we're looking at an 8 sell, 9 neutral, 11 buy for XRP. So just a quick one there, and you can see we had our positive cross. We have not had any negative cross. Just really pay attention to that double top there, and then pay attention to the higher lows that are still coming in as well. Next, we're going to go for Digibyte. Take a look at that. It's up about 2% today. We're at 0.03250. And to all my Digibyte people out there who are always leaving thumbs up and helping out this channel, that's why I'm always throwing it in. You guys are awesome. One of the best groups to work with. So if you're here for Digibyte, let me know. So for Digibyte, right now we're trying to find support off this 15 moving average, this white one here. If we can get a bounce off that, which would be important because our RSI is now at 58, we have cooled down a little bit. You know, could we go lower? Absolutely. But this is a spot. If the bulls want to step in, we could get a nice strong move, try to get over top of these tweezer tops here. And that'd be around 0.03692 is going to be the overhead resistance. If we start failing, another area that we'd want to look at for support would be around 0.02888. So I would put an alarm at that area as well. And I know some people are putting buy areas areas that, or buy orders down around this 60 as well, because many times we'll get deep retracements into this green moving average. You see here, guys, we've hit it many times. So if we did come back to that area, that may be a spot people are going to step in and really buy hard at, because that was also previous resistance that we would want to become support. That's so critical. If we take a look at TradingView, we have a 6 sell, 9 neutral, and a 13 buy there. So that's what I'm looking at for Digibyte, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.